What's going on, everybody? Hilse here. Today I'm going to sit down and talk about something very important. These are the biggest changes that have come to dropshipping, e-commerce, and just like Facebook ads in general for 2019. Things are a little different than they were in 2018 because Facebook ads are always changing. The dropshipping model is always changing. Everything's always changing. Everything in the world's always changing, honestly. So as you go, you just have to adapt. You can't just sit there, complain, think about the old days. You can't complain about how easy things used to be. You can't complain about how it was working, now it's not. The more you complain, the less you're going to make and the less you're going to adapt. So just quit with the complaining for sure. As always, I just want to mention, be sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on. That's going to allow me to answer any and all questions within the first hour of every video release. You'll see below that every person who asks a question within the first hour, they're getting an immediate response. So be sure to do that right now. Also, if you would, please hit like right now. That helps me out so much. That's the least that I ask, is please hit like and I'll forever be grateful. All right, guys, I'm just going to jump right into it. One of the big changes that happened this year, and it kind of happened at the end of last year, and this is with Facebook ads, they switched their algorithm around just a little bit. Before, they suggested that when you're optimizing for a specific conversion, you want to wait until you're getting 15 of that conversion a week consistently before you do that. So for example, if you're doing a PPE or a link click ad and you got 15 add to carts off of it, that will clear you to go to add to cart. But now what Facebook is saying is 50. So they changed it from 15 to 50. And same with purchases. Like, you shouldn't go straight to purchases until you're already getting 50 purchases a week. Now that's what Facebook says. I personally say around like 25 to 30 of a conversion is usually the sweet spot, because it's already showing that momentum, and launching a specific conversion campaign for that conversion is just going to boost it even more. Mainly it's for conversions, and as a lot of you guys know, I film these videos at the same time and it's daylight savings time, so this is getting really annoying that it keeps getting darker and darker every time I try to film these videos. But the sun just popped up, so I might be in the shadows a little bit. I'm sorry about this. Every single time, I cannot wait for the spring and summer just because of this. Like, it's super annoying. Every video I film, it just continually gets dark, and you will probably see it get darker here, or you might just see me in the shadows this whole time. Of course, the sun's just shining super bright now, but I should be able to edit it in post-production, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so the next change, and this has to do with dropshipping specifically, and basically almost every website, actually, now that I think about it. Websites aren't really working well for beginners anymore. Now, they are working well, obviously, for big companies and, you know, established brands and all this, but to actually start a brand, okay, now the sun's really coming out. This is annoying as hell. I just took it outside. Fuck it. I'm tired of that bullshit. Every single time I try to film a video in the daylight now, it just goes bad. So I'm just adapting quick, just like I was telling you guys in that last tip. You have to adapt hard. Like I stood up, looked at the footage, and I'm like, that's just not gonna work, but I'm still gonna roll with it. I just needed to come out here and get blinded by this light now, and then you're gonna see throughout the video it's gonna get darker and darker as always. But anyway, let me get right back into it. I'm sorry for all this. Like I was saying, these websites don't really work. The thing is, the attention span of everybody's going down. So when you go to a website, you have so many different options, you have so many different pop-ups. You're giving the customer so many different choices other than just to buy. Everyone who used to have this website is now converting to funnels and funnels only. The difference is that instead of them coming to your website and then wondering like, oh, what should I buy, and surfing, browsing, now you're hyper-targeting them with a Facebook ad specific to their interests, and then they're coming onto your website and you're giving them no choice, no pop-ups, no nothing but to buy, buy, buy. You're funneling straight to the buy. You're not distracting them with other weird products. You're not distracting them with your story. You're just not really distracting them. So when you're starting a business, or even some established businesses, this is not recommended for all businesses, and that's 100% true. Definitely not. Some businesses need a website, like Amazon. Amazon is not going to switch to all funnels. Basically, what I'm saying is, due to the reduced attention span, you know, social media, everyone's scrolling, you better capture their attention real quick on an ad, real quick, something pops. It's not like the old school marketing where you ask a question at the beginning and then you explain how that solves their problem. All that marketing is out the fucking window. That marketing, you can just take that and go whoop. You can throw it down 30 stories, you know? You can, I mean, and some people are gonna throw and then wanna fish it back. Leave the reel at home. This is not for the fishermen, you know? You just wanna toss that over and start fresh. And guys, I honestly believe that like funneling is so much better, and you can have so many different more campaigns which are gonna convert way higher than your normal campaign, especially if your business is failing. So this change is kind of borderline with the third change I'm about to talk about, and this is actually with specific dropshipping. The general store is dead. Quit doing the general store. The general store is so dead. You know why? Because when there's tons of competition, that's when you start to have tons of problems. And that's also why people such as me, like I have a one product dropshipping course, we have to charge for these courses, because if I just put this information completely online for free, instead of only 1,500 people from all over the world trying the one product dropshipping and getting great success in it, by the way, if you want more information on that, the link's in the description, there would be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people trying this way, and then it's gonna get so saturated that someone's gonna have to come up with a new way to dropship. And that is exactly what happened with the general store. The general store got super saturated. every guru or whatever was teaching it the same way, teaching it the same way, teaching it the same way. And now you have like hundreds of gurus teaching to millions of people how to do dropshipping only one way. You got to think differently, and you got to innovate, and you got to adapt, like I'm doing right here, standing out here again, blinded by the sun. It's just common sense, honestly. You're following trends. You just got to be aware. You just got to look around you and be aware. Attention spans are going down. What should you do? Decrease the time spent on your website. That may seem crazy to some of you, but think about it. The less clicks, the more hits. I said in the last video, the less clicks, the more hits, hits being sales. A lot of people make the mistake of having a new visitor spin the wheel for a chance to win 10%, and then after that having a pop-up, join our email list, 15% off. You know, you don't really want any of that, and that's why I have the Freedom Funnel. What the Freedom Funnel does is it focuses on the customer getting that buy like right now, not like delaying or anything, but if it is delayed, you put them in a 32-hour funnel with a 3-email series follow-up with a cookies-based timer and everything, Verify. That's actually what I talked about in my last video. But this is the new way of selling things. Like, it's no longer give the customers a website and hope they buy. It's bring the customers to your website and make them buy. You know, you're gonna make them buy. Yeah, guys, things are definitely changing out here, but the ones who adapt the most will win. That's something I also learned well from Ty Lopez. He always says it's not the smartest who survive, it's the most adaptable, and you just gotta adapt. Don't have your feelings be attached to your ads. Again, I like to bring up the point when I did the Ask Me Anything. This guy's like, hey man, I've lost $800 on this product I've been testing for 2 months, but I know it's a winner. What can I do? No, it is a loser. Quit it. Like, you're so emotionally attached to this product. Just give up. You can't be emotionally attached to your product. You can't be emotionally attached to anything. You have to be very logical in this sense and just read the data. Always read the data. The data cannot lie, but your mind can definitely lie to yourself. So a fourth change that is kind of coming, it's going to come in big this time, 2019. I talked with the founder of Oberlo, Thomas, in Berlin about this, and it's very exciting stuff. So obviously, everybody knows the biggest problem with dropshipping at this point is the shipping time, which, you know, it can be 2 to 3 weeks, but it's not too big of a deal. There's ways to get around that. However, if we can correct that one thing, dropshipping is going to be the exact same as ordering, you know, 10,000 units and storing it in a facility here and paying everybody at the facility to ship it out at the same time, and then paying shipping from China and then paying shipping from your fulfillment center to your customer. Those days are about to be numbered, because now Thomas was saying that, I mean, they've already opened up 3 or 4 verified suppliers in the United States, a bunch in UK, a bunch in Germany, like all over the place. So now they're taking this model and they're just expanding and adapting, like always back to the first rule, and that should be a rule throughout life. It's all about expanding while adapting. And you're gonna continually see all these dropshipping fulfillment centers going up everywhere. Now, I will say the product price is gonna be a little bit more just because it has to pay for the building, pay for those products in all these different countries and states. But it's definitely gonna allow you to decrease customer complaints, decrease returns, and it's gonna make them get the product in under a week. I mean, that's just phenomenal. That's unheard of in dropshipping, but this is the way things go. Things are adapting, things are changing. If it's a legitimate business model like dropshipping is, it's gonna survive. It's gonna survive as long as the people at the top know how to adapt, and believe me, they do. All right, and the fifth and final change that I've noticed recently is that the way you scale Facebook ads is that now there's a better way to scale already developed Facebook ads. Now, the way I teach in my course, Simplified Dropshipping, is a very solid way to scale. Like, that's how I done 170,000 on the case, but then I tried this thing called horizontal scaling. And again, you can only do this with seasoned pixels. I highly recommend only doing this with seasoned pixels, maybe like at least 100 purchases. But once you get there, you do this thing called horizontal scaling, where instead of scaling the budget up vertically, now you're scaling horizontal. Now, it's a little more complicated than this. I'm not gonna get into the details. I'm actually adding this video this week on my course, Simplified Dropshipping. So if you guys wanna get in right now, go ahead and click that link in the description below to sign up. But it's gonna be very exciting. This is how I took my 1-year-old Facebook ad with my 1-year-old iPhone case, and I ended up doing $42,000 that month just by doing this scaling strategy. And I will say it takes a good amount of time. Like, I was spending between 2 or 3 hours every single night scaling this, because that's how much detail oriented this is. That's why this scaling strategy is definitely not recommended for beginners. You definitely want to learn the other way. And again, it's way better with a seasoned pixel than no seasoned pixel, because you're going to be using all that data to create tons of lookalike audience ads, and those are the audiences you're going to use to do horizontal scaling. I really don't want to speak on it too much, but basically, instead of scaling vertically, like up in the budget, you're scaling horizontally, where you're just duplicating. And again, for the interest of my students, it's kind of unfair to them if I give all the details to you guys. I have to keep into account them, so I can't really get into the fullest of details that I'd like to right now. Just know, like, it is insane. And And again, this is after 14 months of the same Facebook ad with the same product on the same website has been running. So horizontal scaling mixed in with the one product strategy for dropshipping is able to bring dead products back to life so strong. I stress this so often. A lot of the times it's not the product that dies, it's the way the product is being sold died. So you just got to innovate, you got to adapt, and that is the general theme of this entire video. You have to adapt to all these changes and be aware when the changes are being made. And then furthermore, just be aware of how people are acting. People are acting differently every day. Like, we're advancing as a society like never been seen before in history. This is insane. Like, look at the quality of this video alone. And then take into account, okay, he's gonna take this video, somehow put it on his computer, somehow render it, put it on a website called YouTube, and this video is gonna get like tens of thousands of views, all from my rooftop. Off from my rooftop. I'm not talking to anybody right now, but technically I'm talking to tens of thousands of people. We're living in an amazing age right now, and now's the time to take advantage of it and make money online. So that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am sorry about this lighting. I'm sorry about the beginning. Like, that was just so funny, but I'm gonna keep it in there just because, like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of restarting these videos because of the lighting. Like, look at this, guys. Look how beautiful this view is. See, it's pretty amazing, but I can't really show it because I'll just be in the dark the whole time. But yeah, this is what we're working with over here. But that's the beautiful thing of Missouri. So again, this is Scott Hilse. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to turn on post notifications, subscribe if you want me to answer any and all questions within the first hour of every release. If you could hit like for me, I'd be so appreciative of that. You have no clue how much that means to me. And also I just want to mention that I am having a Los Angeles meetup February 2nd. It's going to be a great meetup. We have a large turnout coming. Super excited about that. Be sure to follow my Instagram in order to get more details for that. And if you haven't yet, be sure to look on my Instagram, this post right here on how you can win your own pair of Yeezy boosts. So go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for watching. This is Scott Hilse. Peace.